Hello there, welcome back to Roman Empire. Last time we fought France. We created Armagnac as a vassal and stole a province. Should probably done more, but that was really all I could afford, which is a little bit bad. And also, unfortunately, we have max military and max admin power, so kind of sucks. But we have to go through New Year's here before we can actually do anything about that. Noble Republic is what we can do with our admin points. Now, I think setting my focus to admin here was a horrible idea, to be perfectly honest. It was a horrible idea, because as you can see, I get a ton of admin power, but I don't have anything to spend it on, more or less. And of course that's what makes it a horrible idea. And we'll go for quantity here, because again we can't really... I could go admin, take corporation costs, etc. Or humanist ideas right now. That could actually also be a very good idea, in terms of making, well, my own country a little bit more stable. And I am getting enough admin points to make it a reality. I have 21 years ahead in tech, and not to mention the fact that, well, I get 12 points a month. So I have a choice. A humanist to, again, help me. It's probably better to get better relations over time. The culture threshold, nationalism, everything just early. It'll make it a lot easier for me to do a lot of conquest. I could also go religious. I can actually convert things. But I think we're actually going to... yeah, I think we're actually just going to go humanist here, because we do get the most points. We get, as you can see here, we get 8, 9, 12. So going humanist is probably the best idea right now. And then I can just focus on military tech for, well, a while longer. Military attacks plus 0.25, infantry fire plus 0.10, artillery fire plus 1 whole point, and we get large cast bronze mortars and Hufnis, which means that we basically have unlocked the artillery set, or artillery military, well, potential, if you will. Now, Hungary still doesn't want to give me these two, as you can see here. They don't believe in my dreams and goals, which is horrible. Very mean of them. I'm a little bit unsure what I want to do with these guys, because they do have they are basically superior, but they don't have the guts to actually attack me here. I'm a little bit surprised at that very notion. So we'll steal this general. And we'll move those and those in for an attack. And hilariously enough, as you can see, we actually have an incredible morale advantage. We basically beat their morale by a pretty substantial margin there. I'm a little bit surprised at that, but hey, whatever floats our boat, I guess. In this case, we're actually going to hunt down this army, I think. If we can get there in time. Yep, we did. Boom, army gone. Everyone is happy. And we're just going to siege the capital, and that should be enough here. Now, England will pay 135 ducats. They'll get out of this, which is fair. I don't need them anymore. There we go. England is out. And I just need to save up some diplomatic power to make peace here with the Portuguese. But that should be fine. Now, Leon here will definitely need some help in keeping the provinces here at bay, or keeping everything in order, depending on how you want to look at things. I'm a little bit unsure if I actually want to hand over Braganca, because it's going to be hard to get a castle spell. I could potentially just take Galicia for myself, so I can actually fabricate. No, I can't fabricate there. I'll probably have to take Cadiz or Gibraltar for myself, at least for the time being, just fabricate another claim on Portugal. That is actually how things are currently looking. And we do have a call for peace too, which is kind of annoying at the current stage, because diplomatic power is the power that I lack the most. So yeah, we're going to have to save up those 150 powers to get a peace here with everyone. And I think I'm actually going to take, as I said, one of these. No, I'm not going to take one of those for myself. I am going to move these two troops, however, to Porto and Beira, or the Portuguese lands I'm about to take, just for as a safety measure. It's basically necessary to keep them in the area to make sure we don't get a revolt, a really big revolt. So I'll just wait to get enough diplomatic points to actually do that, and then I'll get back to you. There we go, we have enough points now, and with that we can make a peace with Portugal. It's not the best deal ever, as I said. We kind of had to wait a long time to get this piece done, 9 years, and not to mention the fact that it's actually incredibly little unrest here. They increased the autonomy, so again, AI not being completely stupid is definitely beneficial for me here. I think I'll take the legitimacy hit, or do I want to deny all rights? I think I'll take the legitimacy hit here. And the Austrian Patriots here, Languedoc. Again, here we kind of had a military tech, so we can definitely reduce the Patriots' aggressiveness here, and not take a real hit to attack here. As you can see, we have 1690 power needed. We're 20 years ahead. All in all, we are basically in a very good position, no matter how we look at it. It's definitely a very promising position, so I don't have any concerns. Could you guys please go to Coimbra? There we go. And Hungary here is actually also ready for a peace deal. I just need to get again. I just need to get the deals necessary, and in this case, you'll give up your claims on my vassal here, I think. So I just need to wait 1 more month, and then we'll have the diplomatic power necessary to make the peace deal. And I think what we're actually going to do here now is just sit by more or less peacefully and wait. Because I want to be kind of keep an eye on here. If I get a coalition against me, that is going to be that I'm going to have to make a very potentially harsh or difficult choice. And do I want to attack a preemptive attack, if you will, on, for instance, someone else before I get a coalition against me? What I could do here, for instance, is fabricate claims on Savoy, Brittany, or whomever, and then use that as a pretense to attack, because I basically need to make sure I don't have to fight Aragon, or I would prefer it if I didn't have to fight Aragon as well in this war. Aachen in the Burgundian conquest of Aachen, so that's an interesting one. That means that they'll definitely be on on each other's throats. And the funny thing is, Austria is actually part of this, so I could use this moment to attack Austria. I could, but again, I don't really want to spike I have no need to create a big coalition in Central Europe. I just need to try and stop the colonizers. I have accepted the fact that Portugal will most likely be the sole colonizer, more or less pretty much soon. So what I'm thinking here to give myself the edge or the advantage, if you will, is actually vassalize Portugal. And what I mean by that is I will give myself an advantage in terms of I will probably have to fight one war just to force religion in Portugal, and then another war just to vassalize them. And that should hopefully be enough to allow me to get how should I put this? Sorry, how should I put this? It's a little bit of a hard one. Basically get Orthodox religion in Portugal, then vassalize them, and have them colonize for me. Because again, it's going to take quite a while before I can make that third idea set the exploration ideas, and that makes it a little bit difficult for me to predict what to do here, or how to handle it, etc. You get my meaning. Next war against Castile will be in 75, but when in 75 is the question here? July 1475. But yeah, I'll fabricate a claim on the Pope. He's kind of annoying anyway, so it's not too much of an issue. And hopefully I could potentially then ally myself with Burgundy here, potentially, doubtfully, but I could potentially ally myself with them, and thus drag Aragon and Burgundy into war with the Pope, while I clean up, the Spanish lands. Humanist idea advanced tolerance reaches unity plus 25%, really helpful, hopefully, or rather it will be helpful because it will bring down the unrest here thanks to, the negative modifiers that I already have. But as long as my war exhaustion reduces here and everything, I should be perfectly alright. So I'll sit by here and prepare for the war against Castile, I think. So as you can see here, the Burgundians, or Burgundy, is getting crashed by the Austrians, which is interesting. Military might-wise, we are definitely ahead. Austria has 27,000 men. 10 of them are mercenaries, but we also have 21,000 mercenaries that act as sieging squads, so I probably shouldn't laugh too much. I think we don't actually have a choice in the matter, and when it comes to war that we are going to most likely fight against Aragon here, yeah, that's actually how things are going. We're going to have to fight Aragon, but on the positive side, with this war, I'm going to get Portugal, Aragon, and Burgundy all in one. All in one. Which is very good. That means that I can just grow Leon, can be grown, which is very good. They have already made course of everything I gave them in last war. And Granada can also be grown. Both of them are going to get a lot of provinces from this. And with that, I think I might actually just go ahead and not bother, actually, with Portugal, but just go ahead and destroy them completely. It seems that actually my best, way right now, or way of doing things. I'll also go ahead here and complete my ideas here, subject force limits contributions. It's going to be interesting. But let's just go ahead and declare on these guys, Almeria, Gibraltar. We do already have a lot of cores. I think we're going to go for Asturias. It's basically the one that's going to be the most defensible. And Aragon doesn't really have any allies, do they? They have England. Do I want to bring in England into this? I don't think so. So we're just going to go with Asturias. That should be perfectly alright. And again, the goal will be to just slowly but surely win the war by defending my siege, my sieges, and that is how we're going to win this. That is definitely how we're going to pull this off, by protecting my my siege guys and just fighting the war slowly. That is how I've been doing things for basically this entire campaign. And it's been working well so far, so we're going to just keep on, well, doing just that. Now, this could get awkward because there's a 26,000 man army running around, but I do have 2 tanks on Castile and Portugal, and 1 tech on Aragon, so I'm not really too concerned in terms of, well, straight up battle here. As you can see, my 6,000 mercenaries is actually keeping Aragon at bay with ease to boost, or to add to it. So as long as I just keep my eyes open and protect myself here, I should be perfectly capable of pulling off a victory here. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be. I'll actually manage to get there in time to help Leon. And again, this is kind of why I think I'm going to win this with ease. We basically were outmanned, outgunned, but we still pulled off a victory with them having, well, a little bit more losses. Not by much, mind you, but they did have the bigger losses. And again, this might make the things a little bit awkward, a little bit difficult, but I'm pretty sure we will be able to pull it off. I just need to keep my eyes open, and well, that's about it. I'll show you the bigger battles, but I don't expect there to be too many, well, bigger ones more, I think. It really depends on how things pan out with, of course, these battles, but also how the armies themselves move around. Because as you can see, they actually have 50,000 men. They rival my army by a fair margin, and that is what makes them kind of awkward here, kind of a difficult customer, if you will. So we'll see if we can actually get both of my troops into this battle, and we did, which again makes it a lot easier for me to get the advantage. Now the big question is, do I go ahead and hunt down this army? Do I want to do something that reckless? I think I do. These are both my manpower armies, so they are pretty damn powerful by now. So we'll take a chance and try and hunt them down rather than wait. And as you can see, that's not really too beneficial because I just lose too many men just running after them, more so than anything else. And of course, that's not beneficial in any way or form whatsoever. So I think we're just going to have to retreat into my own lands here. And potentially I won't be able to defend if my vassals here actually end up being attacked. So we need to keep our eyes open. I need to join up, most likely, have 6,000 men sieging squad. That seems to be basically the only way of doing this. And I do apparently have a extra general here, so I'll put that general in charge of which general is it? It's Manuel. We'll put Manuel in charge of this army, and again, it's just to make it a little bit safe here. But we already have won this war. Just look at the war exhaustion numbers. These have definitely been decreased because we won one battle that gave them 3% war exhaustion, for instance, or 3 whole points. So it's not like it's a surprise. It's actually really simple. And again, I'll be relying mostly on my mercenaries to fight battles and siege. Because it's just, I need to have these 2 armies reinforced. Because I should probably make another one by now. But they're just too important to not pay attention to. Subject force limit contribution plus 50%. Very good. More force limits for me. Unjustified demands minus 50%. More land to take. And we'll also take local traditions, which gives a 10% discipline bonus. which is going to be very, very useful. And make my army stronger. National rest -2. We're definitely looking up here. And I'm a little bit unsure here, but hopefully I can make peace with Portugal as soon as I've taken these 2 provinces. We'll just have to wait and see. And we'll move these guys down there. We'll send these guys to fight. And let's just take a look at my bonuses here while we're at it. Apparently Leon is in charge, so discipline, not really good. But we do have a fairly high amount of... now this is kind of bad, because apparently if Leon is the charge or in charge of the battle, they get not too good modifiers. So let's just run into these guys so I can actually, well, that was not how I planned that to happen, but fair enough, my bad, my stupidity, if you will. But basically I need to, yeah, they got destroyed. There we go. Now I can actually show you just how powerful my army is compared to my enemies here. 110% discipline, which is very good. 4.1 morale, which is very good. And we have a military tactics value 1.37, plus 10% discipline. Helps there, which is wonderful. And as you can see, they just have a whole point, so we have a tremendous advantage here. As you can see, we are destroying armies where they have the advantage by far. So I don't really have any concerns in terms of who is going to win this war. We have already, in theory, won it. All I really need to do is just wait. So I'll just get waiting, and again, destroying these smaller armies should actually be fairly simple by now. That's at least what I think and hope. So the only problem again is with the vassals here, or the vassal strat that I use. I lose a lot more men in these battles due to the fact that it's my vassals that are in charge. At least I think that's how it works. I probably should do a little bit more research on the topics before I, well, say that I have found the ultimate truth. But it's how things feel at the very least. So we'll have to see what I end up with here. Let's just try and engage these guys on our own, and then we'll see what happens. We, well, basically have the same amount of losses, but that's fine. Now, funnily enough, it seems like Brittany has decided to attack Castile. Defending against Champagne, attacking against Aachen. So yeah, this is basically the this war, Burgundy's war, that they are still getting trashed on. It's basically their war that Brittany has prepared. That's why Venice is here. That's why, well, I'm currently in a not too good of a situation thanks to that. But who cares? We are winning the war. That's all that matters. And yeah, things are looking really good. All I really have to do is just wait and siege. So I'll do that, and we'll see how this turns out. There we go. The war that Castile was a part of, the war against good old Burgundy, is over, and that means that I have a lot more targets here to siege. And well, should basically be alright still. The Aragonese keep on spitting out 1,000-man regiments, but they're really easy to control, so I have no concerns there. And we'll just keep on sieging. It shouldn't really take long before this war is over. I'm a little bit unsure if I actually want to do anything in terms of a war against, or taking anything that's Aragonese. I might go for Alicante, for instance, just because it would be easier to take. And I might take a couple of provinces here in the north for myself, because, well, it would be helpful. But I'm a little bit unsure what I'll do. I'll just have to wait and see. And I'm a little bit unsure if I want to take well, take the marketplace in dock just yet, because we're going to be taking a lot of stuff from Aragon, Portugal, and of course Castile itself. Tolerance of heretics +3 will be helpful, of course, because Catholics are heretics. This will actually bring my religious unity up to, because it will actually mean that everything is accepted. It's tolerated, I believe. So that should be fine, I think. I'm a little bit unsure, because religious unity is kind of a weird one. It seems that if you're at war with someone who's a certain faith, then you do not get religious unity with certain, well, of certain provinces. But again, it's kind of a weird one. I don't really know how to describe it, or how to, well, monitor it, if you will. But it's just how things are. Now, again, the goal will be just to continue the sieges, and I'll just get this war done, and then we will end this episode. So we can actually make peace here with Portugal, and we're going to do so. Leon is going to get 2 more provinces, which is, well, just fine by me. There we go. They got 2 more. And apparently it will cost Leon to suffer 22 aggressive expansion penalty, which is surprising, all things considered, but it's just how things are. And I'll just go ahead and prepare myself for the peace deal that is undoubtedly going to come here with Castile. So we'll see what we do. I'm also a little bit unsure if I actually want to take anything from well, Aragon here. We'll just have to wait and see. But as you can see, all I really need to do now is just wait, and then everything will be sieged. There we go, everything has been sieged, and some truces are up. Granada has some peasant rebels here, which is not the best thing ever, but it's what they've ended up with. We're going to hand off Alicante here to Granada, and I'm going to take these 3 for myself, but unfortunately I can't. So I'll just take Roussillon, because again, it's just kind of, well, a bad situation, I guess. But it's just limits to what I can take. Since they're not a co-belligerent, there are, again, just limits to what I can take. So we're just going to go with this. We're going to force them to give up their deal with Castile, and I think that's about it. It should work beautifully for my intents and purposes here. Now, Castile is going to get a kind of a slightly different peace deal here. Now, as you can see, I can't really take much, but I can get everything back to Granada. I will take Murcia to connect the Granadan lands here. And we'll take back the Leonese cause. That's really all we can get out of this war, which is, again, a little bit crap, all things considered, but it's perfectly alright. Also for aggressive expansion, which won't really matter at all, which is also wonderful. And with that, the truces are up. Castile is now looking like a, well, weird thing. And all things considered, everything is looking perfectly alright. I have no idea why I have a 1,000-man regiment army here, but it seems like one of my well, mercenaries here got their arse handed to them, which is negative. Very, very sad, but it's perfectly alright. Now, what we're going to do next is probably going to be another war with France as soon as the truce is up, and I am going to be looking into getting into a scuffle as soon as I can here with England. I might go for truce breaking against potentially Castile. That could actually work, but I'll have to see. But yeah, I definitely need to get myself into a scuffle with England. The best way to do that might be just to declare war on France here once the truce is up, march north, and I'm kind of tempted to start going south too, to be perfectly honest. Taking down Morocco, potentially creating a vassal, an African vassal, if you will. But we'll have to wait and see here. I'll probably annex Leon and Granada as soon as we're done with the area. So that's fine. Other than that, I'll probably keep Armagnac again here to conquer most of France. I think I'll take these 2 myself, as I said, but other than that, it's fine. It seems like actually both of these have gotten 1+1 to their base tax, if I'm not completely mistaken. So that's wonderful as well. Now, military attack wise, I'm again kind of in a very bad spot because I have maximum, but I can't do anything with it. My power is maximum. But we can take up our diplomatic here, and it's marketplace and dock, trade range +10. Can now build dock in marketplace. It's actually the first diplomatic tech you take, and we took it first in 1481. So yeah, really been busy here. As you can see, we're still very far ahead in admin tech. We don't have enough administrative power to research this level, so we are definitely going to continue just with the humanist ideas. We're going to complete this set, I think, before we do anything else. And that will give us force limits, it will give us unrest, basically a lot of positive things here. And my force limit is actually just now 64, so it's not the greatest thing ever. We have a bit more to go on the ships, but that's fine. With that said, however, we're going to, I think, leave things as they are, and we're going to continue next time. Granada is, again, here, very good, very much complete control of their provinces. I think the same goes for Leon here, as you can see. So, Portugal is definitely nearing the end of its reign. I just need to get exploration ideas so I can actually hunt them down, destroy them before they do anything in Africa, before they do too much in the New World. But we'll do that next time. Thank you for watching, please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye!